Who wants to win a brand new SSD Trail King Pro Scale Crawler Kit? Well, we're giving one away. More on that later. Today we're checking out the SSD Trail King Pro Crawler Trail. AMain employee Matt has his SSD Trail King all built and assembled. It's ready to go. So we're gonna check it out here in the studio. Then we'll go take it outside and drive it. So as we just mentioned, the SSD Trail King is a kit. It's unassembled, so you will need tools to put this truck together. You'll also need the electronics like the steering servo, the motor, the ESC, battery, and radio gear. You'll also need to add your own tires and wheels. And then to finish off the truck, you'll also need your own shock fluid, bodies, and bumpers if you want them. Now the bodies and bumpers are the same size and compatibility as an Axial SCX-10-2, so any of those bumpers and bodies will fit as long as it's a 313 millimeter wheelbase. But that 313 millimeter wheelbase on this truck is the stock configuration, but it is adjustable. You can adjust it from 305 to 324 millimeters if you buy optional links separately. If you're happy with that stock configuration, the links that are supplied with the Trail King are titanium links, which is usually unheard of for a kit. Titanium is extremely lightweight for its strength ratio and is a nice complement to crawlers. On the rear end, our link setup is a 4-link, and on the front, it's a 3-link panhard setup, so we have a chassis mounted servo or CMS setup. Now on Matt's truck here, we have all the electronics and everything equipped in this truck in the way that it's not gonna come out of the box, but you do get all the little scale bits. So back here we have our scale fuel cell, which is also our receiver box, and then right here we have this scale V8 engine that houses our electric motor, and then that goes into our scale transmission and transfer case, and it all looks really dang good. Some other special features on this truck that come equipped with it are the SSD shocks. These are all aluminum 90 millimeter shocks, and they are pretty dang smooth. On the underside of the truck, you'll see we have metal drive shafts that go front and rear, and then all the gears used throughout this truck are machined hardened steel gears. Our chassis rails here are steel C-channel chassis rails. It's kind of C-channel chassis rails we've seen on all trail trucks. It's really not that special, but these are steel rails on this truck. Now this is pretty cool. We have the Pro 44 axles on this truck. Those are the SSD axles, but these axles are kind of special. They're not like the normal Pro 44. So on the front, we have an offset pumpkin. So the front pumpkin's not centered on the axle. And then on each end, we have aluminum hubs and knuckles on these axles. And then there's also something special about these axles where these tubes here are smooth tubes going all the way across, so there are no mounting points for that link mount that's on the other side. So it just gives it a little bit more of a scale look, lacking those screw holes. The same is true on the rear axle. These tubes are all smooth because those link mounts are now attached to the axle. So it looks pretty cool not having that extra bulk there where those two screws would be holding on that link mount. Now on this diff cover here, these screws do not come with the kit like that. These are screws that Matt added. But we can hear more about the things he did to the truck later when we go outside and drive it. But yeah, those screws are not included with the SSD Trail King. Going back to the front end really quick, we mentioned here on the ends, those are metal. They're aluminum hubs and knuckles here, but inside these are front universal drive shafts as well. And the steering angle on this truck on these axles is the steepest angle I've ever seen in a crawler axle. It's 50 degrees, and it's just ridiculous. That is so much steering throw on a crawler. That's just silly. But all in all, the finished product on this truck looks really good. This V8 engine and that transfer case just looks solid on this truck. It's probably one of the best looking trucks I've seen without the body on. Usually it's not all that interesting, but that V8 engine, that air filter up top, it just looks really solid. So I think we ought to go drive it.
I'm surprised the driver figures are staying in there like they are, dude.
Commence pro shots. Come on, Betsy.
Okay, I'm gonna try it, dude.
Oh, you're gonna try to come
guts,
down?
No glory. That's what I learned from my frog.
Nailed it.
We killed Bruce Willis.
Show us what you got on this thing, man. Because it does it, as we talked about in the video earlier, it just comes as a kit, so it's pretty much a roller, you know, minus tires and wheels, I suppose.
Yeah, they call that a slider.
Slider, okay.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, first thing you notice is the body. That's the new Proline Ram Charger body.
Does it normally not come with the top on it?
It actually includes a cap for the body, and you can choose to install it or not.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, they also they offer 3D printable files that you can find on the product page on AMain Hobbies.
Yeah.
For a steering wheel and a roll bar, and so you can deck it out with some of Proline's parts if you have access to a 3D printer.
Does Bruce Willis come with the body?
No. These are some Pulp Fiction action figures I picked up at Toys R Us before they went out of business.
Oh, okay. Are they? What's the height on there? If anybody else wants to do it, are they 7-inch?
They're 7-inch figures. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, they do look good in there.
Yeah. To get it rolling, I got some of these Pitbull Raceline combat wheels.
Yep.
And these
really
are
like
super scale. One thing that it's kind of a blessing and a curse is they come with this machined cap that's built into the wheel. So you actually, in order to get the wheel off the axle, you have to unscrew these 6 bolts.
Oh yeah, that cap is machined onto the wheel?
Yes, this is all one piece.
I didn't know that.
And then if you look a little bit closer, you can see that they have little scale valve stems on them. And tiny little Raceline logo. You know, so the wheels they're just super scale, and these are the original Rock Beasts in comp compound. They're 4.45. I wanted a little bit smaller tire.
Yeah, they're really good tires.
Yeah, they work really well. You know, this is actually the second truck that these tires have been on. They don't have a whole lot of runtime on them, but I mean, a couple of hours, and if you look, they've still got their edge on them. You know, they last forever, and they get better the more you run them. Then I use these Night Customs Velcro body mounts.
Okay.
To eliminate the body clips, because we all hate body clips.
Yeah, right. Front and rear. Just a flat surface with Velcro on there. That's cool. What about the electronics?
So electronics, I went with the EcoPower WP120T servo.
Okay.
It's I want to say like 420 or 430 ounces, something like that.
And you're doing high voltage?
Yeah, it's at 7.4. I'm running the Castle Micro X ESC.
Yeah.
With a Castle 1900 kV slate motor and the Castle 10 amp BEC.
Nice. Oh, you have a BEC in there?
Yeah, that's all shoved in this.
Okay, I didn't think you did, but it's there in that fuel cell receiver box.
Everything is kind of jammed into the receiver box.
Gotcha, cool.
And then to kind of try and keep things tidy, I use this Hyperion braided wire sleeve. One of the nice things about this truck is it has a lot of options. SSD offers free 3D printable scale engine spacer files that you can also find on the SSD Trail King product page. This here is the 23mm spacer.
So that black spacer right there in between
this black piece is the motor mount, and then this is the spacer. And so this is the 23mm spacer. It's also available in 15mm. Or you can just mount the scale engine directly to the transmission and have it, you know, down super low. For some applications, that is not the correct position for the engine.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's been some debate online about whether or not that's scale or accurate. And if you look around, you can find full-scale cars that have the engine in that exact same position.
Okay,
so it just depends on what it is you're building.
That's sick, dude.
Yes.
I see. Yeah, it does look cool, kind of pushing the engine a little bit further forward there like that.
And it raises it up a few millimeters too. I think like 5mm.
But you still have clearance there where the servo is, and the servo's in the stock position.
Yes. And then finally, as far as my electronics go, I'm using the new ProTech 90C LiHV graphene pack.
Oh yeah, that's a 3-cell?
Yes, this is a 3-cell 1800 milliamp, and I've used this battery in my comp trucks before, and I get an hour plus runtime out of it, which is more than enough for most casual trail runs. It's great for competition trucks because it's super light. I forget exactly how much it weighs, but it's super light.
And then those screws on the axles back here, right?
Oh yeah.
Those on the pumpkins, you added those?
Yes. I got those in a pack of SSD wheels that I swapped out the beadlock hardware for a regular 2.5mm cap head screw, and just because I like the look a little bit better. So I had a bunch of that laying around.
Do they sell them optionally? Can you buy those?
Not yet, but they will soon. They'll be available soon.
Yeah, they look cool. So the stock screws are just black?
Just a regular black cap head screw. And then, you know, something else I did with this body here is I had a Wraith interior accessory parts tree. And so I added the bigger steering wheel from the Wraith and the shifters from the Wraith to kind of add a little bit of detail. When time allows, I'm going to go through and detail them out a little bit more, you know, paint them up and make them look a little more proper. And then I used some leftover decals that I had, some Freaky Skin stickers to add a little switch panel there, and center console with an iPad.
Yeah.
With GPS so we know where we're going. And one thing that impressed me is how quiet it is. For a transmission with as many gears as that has in it, I kind of expected some noise.
Yeah.
And it's same volume, maybe even a little bit quieter than a standard 3-gear transmission. It's very impressive, especially for steel gears.
Definitely. Sick, man.
All right.
Turn her off.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I guess it's time we give this thing away. Or not this one, but one like it.
Big thanks to Matt, who let us check out his personal SSD Trail King. The only downside of that day was sticking my foot in that water. I hate wet socks.
Swamp foot, I fell it!
All right, the moment you have all been waiting for. How do you win the SSD Trail King kit? Well, this is what you've got to do. First thing, go down below and hit the like button. Next, you've got to go down to the description of this video and click on the link to go over to AMain Hobbies, where you will officially sign up. And once you've signed up, you're entered. Now this giveaway is only going for a limited time. I believe it's 2 weeks. So it's starting now, and it's going until the end date, which is posted on that landing page. We will be emailing the winner the day after the giveaway ends, and the winner has only 24 hours to email us back. If we don't have a reply from the winner in 24 hours, we're gonna pick a new winner. So be sure to check your email account. If you're using multiple email accounts to sign up more than once, you need to check them all. So be sure to check out that link down below so you can go sign up for the awesome SSD Trail King. But wait, there's more. We're gonna also throw in one of these awesome trail kegs into the SSD kit. These things are a great companion for the scale crawler out there on the trail. They hold tools, you can put drinks in here, they do all sorts of things. Now sometimes, under just the right conditions, when it's a full moon, on a Tuesday, and the temperature is no more than 78 degrees. If you put this up to your ear, you can hear the greater outdoors calling you. What's that? I should leave work early and go outside and play? But I gotta edit this video. Doesn't matter? Kevin said it was fine? Okay. All right, guys, I gotta go. So be sure to check out that link down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and good luck in the giveaway.